Hi, guys.
Hey, welcome back to Spaghetti for Your Thoughts.
I was like, do they know who we are?
I'm Greta.
Okay, normally I do this part, and I feel like I didn't know what to do.
I was like, count me in.
I'm Jenica. Thanks for coming.
Yep, thanks for coming. It's another Thursday morning, probably.
It is too early for this.
Yeah, we're groggy. We just ate an egg and woke up.
Yeah, so I feel a little... So bear with us.
A little tipsy, but we'll get there. Have a little water.
Okay, first of all, Gret.
What's up?
I want to hear what you've been enjoying this week.
Okay, we're going to jump right in.
Jumping in.
Okay, what have I been enjoying? Oh, okay. Gear up. This is a whole story. As it always is.
Love it.
Okay, so I've told you this, but I have an update with it. I've been playing Webkinz.
Okay.
Quite a bit, as you know. And for those of you who don't know, Webkinz was a thing like 10 years ago where you bought a stuffed animal at like Walgreens or something. It comes with a code.
Everybody knows what
I'm
Webkinz
just saying, if they're too old or too young, they won't know.
I guess. Okay, go on.
So anyway, it comes with a code and you can have a virtual pet online. And apparently there is still a huge community out there playing this, even though that was like a decade ago.
Crazy.
Yeah, lots of adults, thousands of players. So I'm one of
thousands of players.
I just popped online and started an account again. Anyway.
What ones do you have?
So now you can have a free pet, and that's what I did.
So you don't even own the pet, like physically?
Well, they're hard to find.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Could I sell mine for lots of money?
Yeah. Do you still have yours?
Yes.
Yeah, you can sell them.
For money?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I've been enjoying playing Webkinz.
That made me sad, though. Lately. Sorry, go on.
Well, would it make you sad?
A little bit.
Are you attached to your stuffed animals?
Yeah, ish.
Okay.
Also, they're not called stuffed animals anymore.
Stuffies.
Stuffies.
Excuse me. Gotta get with the times.
Okay, sorry.
No, anyway, so this is a perfect segue because I went to the thrift store in prep for our next podcast we're going to do. Big surprises on the way.
Episode 10.
And I was like, I'm just going to go to the stuffed animal section and just see what's going on and get my little mitts all grimy digging around.
That's appalling.
I was like, you know what? Yo, we're going to do it. So I was like, I approached the stuffed animal area and I zone right in on a Webkinz. And I'm like, dude! And because you can sell them online, because there's a community that
you bought it,
collects them, I was like, I'm going to resell this little bad boy. It was a little grody pig. And I was like, this is fantastic. I was so excited. And also Webkinz are so cute.
They are really cute
stuffed animals. So I recognized it right off the bat. And then I looked behind him and there's another one.
Someone was cleaning out and didn't know what they had.
I found 5 Webkinz at the thrift store.
Did you sell them?
I'm going to.
Oh my goodness.
And so I'm really jazzed. And guess what?
What?
One of them had a tag, a code, unused. And I bought him and I adopted him.
That is actually so exciting.
It was such an exciting week. So all that to say, I was like, I can't wait to tell Jen I adopted a Webkinz this week.
Wow, this is great. What did you name it? What is it?
Okay, he's a bulldog. His name is Francis.
Oh my goodness, that's cute.
I know, I'll show you a picture.
Oh.
But yeah, he's precious. I'll put a photo up of Francis because I know you all care a lot.
Everyone wants to see him.
Yes, he's actually so cute.
Oh, look at all the other ones lined up. I've always liked that duck one.
The Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the best shape. One of them is pretty janky, that dinosaur. He's a little bit unstuffied, but...
He doesn't even look like a Webkinz.
He is. Kate had him.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I loved the frog, too.
So
when
cute.
I was younger.
Yeah, there's some cute ones. So I was
Jules
excited.
had a frog. She named it Henry.
That's so cute.
I
Aaron
know.
had a frog, too. I think his name was... I don't want to say it was Hoppy, but I kind of think it might have been.
Hoppy?
It probably wasn't. Aaron's more clever than that.
I was going to say.
Comment down below. What was your frog's name?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the tea. I've been enjoying Webkinz, and I was on a high because I found all those Webkinz at the thrift store.
I can't imagine.
So
have you started like booking them, selling them?
Well, I want to wash them first, but this is the other problem is there is a slew of opinions on how to wash stuffed animals, let alone Webkinz. So I've been trying to do research because I'm like, I don't want to ruin them.
Right. Then
But
they're
also,
worth nothing.
a couple of them are a little on the crusty side, and I'm like, I can't just list these and have people like open them and be like, yucko.
True. You wouldn't feel right about that.
I'm going to do more research, and I'm going to maybe wash them when I get home today.
I love it.
Hand wash those little boys.
Oh, wow. That's a labor of love, but it'll be worth it if you get good money. So what are they going for? Do you even know?
If it's like a rare one, and if it has a code, it's worth way more. It can be anywhere from 15 to, I've seen people
So then why did you play Francis?
Because I wanted to. I've been playing Webkinz. And also because Webkinz is free now, when you adopt a pet, you get more like games to play and more options because there's like a membership wall now.
Oh, so you got into that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I've been able to access more of the stuff that I want to play with.
Fun.
it's been fun. So yeah, and Francis is adorable, and I kept him. And okay,
cute.
The high of typing in his code and seeing Miss Birdie be like, "You got your Webkinz" was the best.
Wow.
I was screaming.
That is a childhood momentum.
A high. The dopamine rush was very real. So yeah, I'm gonna wash those bad boys, resell them. I'll probably list them for about $10, see if they go. But I only spent $5 on them.
Why don't you start higher?
That's pretty high for ones without tags that are used.
Okay, true.
Yeah, but
I would say 20. I would just say 20.
Well,
and then they'll be like, "I'll give you 10." Like,
I was looking on Mercari, which is where I would sell them, and ones without tags like these probably go for about 10.
Oh.
But again, I only spent 5.
Hey, you're making double your profit.
That's what I'm saying on one of them. Yep. So anyway, that was what I've been loving this week. What about you, babe?
Okay, so what I've been loving is also what makes me feel old.
Okay,
and I love it, and that way I feel old because I love it.
Fantastic.
So we talked about this before, but recently I have received farm fresh eggs from a family at my church for $3
in this
dozen.
Economy.
And they're like $10 for farm fresh local eggs at the grocery store.
Kind of unbelievable.
Been living off that high for weeks now. Okay.
Oh my stars.
Second, our friend Ziska last night was like, I was telling her, she was like, "What are you saving up for?" I'm like, as a joke, I was like, farm fresh meat. Well, not farm fresh meat,
but just like grass-fed
beef,
organic,
beef, local beef. And she was like, "Oh, I sell that." And I was like, "What?
Sorry, farmer's wife?"
Yeah, I know. And she was like, "Yeah, how much are you buying it for a pound?" And I was like, "It's like $9.50." She's like, "Oh, I sell it for $6."
And literally, I was thinking about this while I was staying awake last night. I was like, Jen got 2 for 1 beef.
Literally
2 for 1, or 2 buy 2 get 1 free. You got buy 2 get 1 free, which is crazy.
So I have been on cloud 9 because of it, which is like makes me feel old because who cares that much about your groceries?
Well, people who are like, "I got a deal," and I'm just like, I get it now.
Yeah. So
100%.
And I just like knowing that it's like better than what you would be getting at the grocery store, but cheaper.
Crazy.
That is literally giving me life. So
and it was nice that you could just be in your friend's house and she's like, "Here's your groceries."
I know.
Fantastic.
It was incredible. And Julia and I are like,
that.
"If we like this beef, we'll just go next time and get like 5 or 6 of them at a time and freeze them."
I'm going to prep and I'll text her before we go next time and be like, "Get the meat ready. We're coming."
We're coming in.
Okay, so that's your loving and your
what makes me feel old.
Okay, I love that.
So now you have to tell me what makes you feel old.
Okay, mine's kind of simple this week.
Okay.
It's along the same lines where you're just like, adults would talk about this stuff and I'd be like, "Oh, please, it's not exciting." But here we are. I was taking a nice walk this week because it's been really sunny and pleasant. And I've just been doing my round in the neighborhood. There's like a greenbelt thing. There's a couple ponds. I walked around this pond and there's like, Canada geese and ducks, and they're like waddling into the pond. And I'm like, I'm going to pop a squat and just watch these guys swim for a minute. Because I was like, does that not sound so pleasant? But I feel like as a kid, I'm like, keep it moving, Pops. We're not going to sit and watch ducks. There's going to be ducks our whole lives. But that's the weird thing, too, is I look at these, I'm like, these little guys are going to die someday, and I just get to watch them for a minute. And I don't know what it is. It is, but it's also just like, I've just been enjoying nature in my adult years. Like when you're on a drive, I'm like looking at the mountains. I'm like, this is amazing.
For like 7 years now, I've been in that phase.
Exactly.
In that
and I'm like,
headspace.
Okay, it does happen where you're like, I want to go sightseeing. I want to go see this waterfall and like park and just look at it. And
for sure.
As a kid, it'd be like, can we please?
Or my dad would always be like, look at the scenery and when we're on like road trips, and I'm like, I don't care.
I just want to watch my Netflix. Thank you. But
no, not even Netflix. We had a TV set up in the middle console that was like huge. We'd pop in our VHS.
You literally had a
TV, like one of those small TVs.
I remember that. Was it pink though?
No, it was silver. Pink.
You know how they had like
I didn't have my own. It would have been pink if I did.
One. They
we didn't have fancy one.
Fancy.
It was just silver.
But it had a VHS player in the TV. Talk about old. This is also making us feel old.
See, that's what I'm saying. We would be preferring to watch that than look at these mountains. But now I'm like, guys, did everyone see that?
Well, literally, I'll be driving with Thomas and I'll be like, "Do you see the clouds? No, for real. Look.
I know.
Look at them now."
A good sunset.
And then 30 seconds later, you're like, "It's changed a little bit. Keep looking."
No, but people aren't as interested in it as I am.
I will text my family every few days
look outside.
when there's a good sunset. I'm like, "Look outside right now."
Yeah.
And once in a while, they'll be like, "Nice." Just me. I guess I'm the only old lady in the group so far, but
apparently, including your parents.
yeah, exactly. Okay, do you remember that time I told you how my parents, I can't even remember what my mom was doing, but my mom was doing something, she was like sewing or something, and then my dad was sitting by the window like bird watching, and I was like, we've arrived.
That's cute.
It was crazy.
Okay, I was seeing this video of these two, like this couple, they were in their 30s, and they were like, she was like secretly filming him, and they have this little app on their phone. And he's like, "Oh, that was a blue blah blah blah." That noise, and he was like, "Hey," and she's like, "This is what it's like to be in your 30s." And I'm like, honestly, I can see myself getting into
100%.
bird watching.
Literally, I was thinking that this
sounds
week.
awesome.
I was going to bring this up actually because the ducks and geese thing, and I was like, I'm just loving watching these bad boys. And then there's really been like
beautiful
starlings and red-winged blackbirds flying around me above as I'm walking, and I'm like, oh,
I want to know all their names.
Exactly.
And I want to know their personalities.
Let's get into it. I want to know their
and what they eat. I want to have a bird feeder.
I want to know their hopes and dreams. A bird feeder would be great.
Or like the
hummingbird.
The hummingbird feeder with the honey water, sugar water.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Anyway, let's do that, shall we?
Let's be bird people.
This video I saw was like, don't let geese bully you this summer. Are you scared of geese?
Okay, so hot take, Canadian geese are my favorite bird. Sorry.
That is a hot take.
It is. I know, I'm aware.
Why do you
I'm
like
ostracized
them?
for it.
They're monsters.
They're beautiful.
What?
Yeah, they're little.
What about them?
It's the cheek strap. Oh,
okay, but they're so mean. And they hiss.
I guess.
And they chase you.
Good for them. Way to be autonomous. Keep your autonomy.
Girl, that is a hot take.
It is a hot take.
I
just love their sweet little chin straps. Are so sweet. What?
I have a hot take.
Tell me.
So for years, I've seen posts of people saying like, I just want to go back to when I could eat that matte blue Scooby-Doo fruit snack.
The Scooby-Doo fruit snack.
I hated the matte blue one.
The blue one was the worst, for sure.
Thank you. Yes. The matte blue one's terrible.
Like, I get the energy of like, let's go back to the time
chalky.
when that existed. Yes.
It's
100%.
The texture was all wrong.
I'm just going to take it a step further. The fruit snacks that are matte colored are always bad.
Always bad. Yes. I like the clear ones that are just like gummy and like a fruity flavor. Yes, the treetops are superior.
Which treetop's the best?
I don't even remember.
Grape, for sure.
Grape.
Answer? One answer. Grape.
I think I like the clementine.
What is that? What are we, 59 years old? The clementine.
It was circular and it had little.
It's called an orange, sweetheart. It has slices and it's orange. I think it's called a clementine.
No, it is because they're smaller.
It's smaller because it's a fruit snack. What is happening? It's an orange.
I think it could be a clementine.
Okay.
I think clementine and orange is almost the same thing, so relax.
Sure. Okay, but I'm glad you like it.
Oh my goodness.
The grape is the best. But yes, did you remember those fruit snacks that were smiley faces?
I didn't like those.
Yuck.
Same with the texture thing.
Yeah, then they're disgusting.
Chalky.
Something about the smile creeped me out too, so it was a whole thing. Yeah. Okay, but speaking of the Scooby-Doo thing, Scooby-Doo mac and cheese. Yum. Superior. I think it's the fact that like the shapes have so many holes.
And the cheese just kind of gets in there and you bite down and it's like...
Don't get me started. I'm there.
Honestly, the Scooby-Doo mac and cheese was superior. Yep. Next only to Spiral.
SpongeBob? Oh, Spiral.
Well, shapes of all varieties are superior.
They're in the same category.
But Scooby-Doo obviously is a little above that.
Okay, Spiral.
But then Spiral. We love the Spiral.
Years ago you were telling me about Spiral. Did we buy some once and eat them? Because I feel like I only had them once with you.
I don't know.
Delicious.
But yeah, they're so good. We love the Spiral as kids. And Velveeta, shells and cheese.
Yes, but you know how I feel about shells and cheese in my adult life. Kind of.
Why?
Okay, because I watched Fear Factor once when I was sick. Bad idea. Do you guys remember Fear Factor?
This is ringing a bell.
Yeah, and
this story.
Yes, and there was a part of the episode where they ate horse testicles, and then I had shells and cheese right after I watched that, and it looked like the horse testicles to me. So
I can understand why you wouldn't want to go back in on that.
It's been a rough journey getting back to the point where I can eat them comfortably.
That show was insane.
Crazy sauce. Oh my! I don't remember much more than that.
How is it legal?
That's why it's not going on anymore, probably.
Like, they literally have to do very dangerous things.
Yeah,
okay.
Probably a lot of red tape.
Who uses styluses?
What's a stylus?
You know, those little pen things that you're supposed to use with your phone.
For a phone? That's crazy.
Well, for anything.
I use a stylus.
Of course you do.
No, because here's the thing. I use it for drawing. Does
okay,
that count?
No, you use a pen.
Like an Apple Pencil.
Yes, that's different.
A stylus, like a little thin guy.
No, it has like you never know what I'm talking about.
Like you pop it out of your Nintendo DS and you're like,
oh no, I guess you could call that a stylus, but I'd again call that a pen.
Okay,
I'm talking about those ones that are like thick and they have like a foamy black pushy thing on the end.
Oh yeah. Well, you know how like you can buy pens.
I was gonna say they're often attached to pens, and that's a selling feature.
And like once I tried to make that work for me because I used to draw on my phone, but it was just like this big blob that just swished around. I think
it's for people who want to who are working a lot on their phones or something.
Their phone, just do this with your finger.
I know. How is this any different?
Literally the same. Carpal tunnel.
The only time I can see that being an effective thing is when you have mittens on.
Mittens.
I knew you'd make fun. Oh, sorry, I just shook the camera.
It's okay.
Mittens.
Mittens. Yes, but there are a lot of mittens these days that have like a stylus tip because of that.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, or like these two fingers can pop off at the top. So I had one like that. Innovation.
Okay, well, I was
stylus.
I was with someone. I don't remember who it was now, and they had a stylus, and I was like, "Are you using this?"
And they were like, straight up.
No, they weren't, but
they're like,
that's the thing. Everyone just has styluses, and I'm like, no one's using these.
I feel like they came out full swing, and everyone's like, this will be great. And then everyone bought them, and it's like, we have them, but we don't use them. It
reminds me of pop sockets.
Yeah.
That was such a thing.
It was such a thing. I never got into it. Did
you?
I
wanted one.
I wanted one, but not so bad.
I don't know why.
It would pass.
And it's like, why didn't I just buy one? They were like $10.
I know, and now they're probably like nothing.
Yeah, but
yeah,
they look dumb.
The only reason I'd want a pop socket is to set my phone up.
Yes.
But other than that, like it would get in the way of putting it in your pocket.
I know, and people who have like loopies.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you not?
I don't know.
How can you slide that away
100%.
with ease? You can't.
Slide that away with ease.
It's so sticky.
Agreed.
It would be nice if you're just like holding a bunch of stuff. You could just slide it on a finger or something.
I guess. But again, just put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so this last weekend, I was playing Clue with my dad and my sister.
Love it. Who won?
Well, I did.
Yay!
But here's the thing. That game is
hard.
No, it's so stupid.
Oh, it's very stupid.
I remember it being like really like convoluted,
right?
And
you're
like
okay, gotta be methodical.
Yeah. And I was like, this is really the game. We just randomly put people in rooms and we're like, I think it's this girl.
That's the thing about it that I think needs an update. Is like you roll the dice and get into a room like, okay, I'm gonna guess the same 3 things and like narrow it down, and it's just that's what I did. I'm like, well, I know it's these 2 things. I'll just keep changing out the weapon and eventually get there. I'm like, the other thing about it is I do think it's a lot more complicated with more people playing. Because 3 is probably like it's passable, but I think it's more fun with more people.
If you had every person,
because then it's like, oh, I thought I totally had it, but I never asked the person across the room about this, and like,
oh, that's true, because then you have less cards,
right? Exactly.
So you don't know as much to begin with. Yeah, that makes sense.
I played it with my in-laws and with Thomas, and my father-in-law would always be like, I'm just gonna guess like 4 rounds in, and he was always wrong, and I was like, well, there you go.
Wait, aren't you always just guessing?
No, but like making the guess.
Oh, you have to say I'm making the guess?
Well, like you go to the hallway with the little manila envelope and you're like, I'm going to make my official guess. And if you're wrong, you're out of the game.
Oh, that puts a spin on it. I didn't do that. I just was like, I think it's this person, this person, this person. And we're like, let's check. Because neither of the other teammates had those cards.
Were you right the first time?
I was right when I guessed those 3 things.
Because if you're wrong, you're out.
I know, but I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know there was a fun little like area you went to.
Yeah, you know, in the middle where there's like that little staircase.
So you have to go down to get.
You have to get to that spot and be like, okay, I'm gonna guess.
Ooh, I just smacked this microphone, so sorry.
Sorry, folks. Yeah.
Anywho.
Okay, I love
Clue. Is so silly.
Well, what rendition did you play? Because that's the other thing too. I have a Scooby-Doo Clue I got for Christmas.
Oh, well, mine's the original.
Yeah. With the actual lead pipe.
How many times can we say Scooby-Doo in one episode?
Okay, fair.
Start a count.
Okay, yeah. Ding, ding. Okay, the other thing is, how original is your Clue? Because the original Clue actually had a pipe made of lead.
Real lead? Mm-hmm. That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, no, Eva's family has it, but they replaced it with a battery because her mom's like, we're not messing with that. Speaking
That's
of,
cute.
Perfect segue.
Okay.
I was watching this video on Instagram this week of a guy who goes to thrift stores and looks at all their dishes to see which ones have lead paint. And he like points them out.
Ooh.
And I've thought about that because I've gotten a dish here and there at the thrift store.
I don't mess with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I don't know what he uses, but he sprays like this liquid and then he puts a black light on them. And
Yeah.
he's like, lead. And he buys all of them. I'm not really sure why.
He's like, I want the lead.
I don't know.
Maybe he's trying to save people.
That's my thought, but I'm like, you're spending hundreds of dollars to do that? I don't know.
Wow, that is a very unique channel.
Exactly. It was really weird, but I was like,
what's he called? Lead Finder?
Lead Finder 2000. I don't know, but that's like his whole thing on Instagram, and he sells this spray product so you can take it to the thrift store with you, and it's very controversial. Well, I was reading the comments and people were like, maybe buy the stuff and then test it so you're not spraying stuff. I was like, who cares?
Well, hopefully you're washing your dishes you get from the thrift store anyway.
Well, and not eating off of ones that have complicated like paintings on them. You gotta know those have lead. I remember once I was at the thrift store and there were these recalled Shrek cups. I like knew they were recalled from McDonald's. Do you remember that?
Oh, that's ringing a bell.
Yeah. Speaking of, like, we can talk about Scooby-Doo and Shrek so much on this podcast.
I know. We just Shrek'd it up again.
We did Shrek it up again. But I remember I wrote a little sticky note and I put it on the cups and I said, these are recalled.
You did
not. I think I did.
What made him recall? Was there something in the plastic?
I think it was lead paint. That was like right when lead paint was starting to be like, hey,
in plastic?
Out. Those were glass. They were like the collectible McDonald's cups. They used to do that.
McDonald's was giving out glass cups?
Yeah, they used to do like collectible stuff.
That you could buy, or was it in the kids' toy?
It was like, I think it maybe came with the Mighty Kids meal, or you buy it as like a special meal.
Mighty Kids meal.
But the other thing I was going to say about thrift stores is Savers. That is a hellscape.
I know. I used to love Savers.
I know. Well,
and now but what do you mean by that?
Well, when I bought these Webkinz, I was so close to Savers. I'm like, I'm going to quick pop to Savers. Never such a thing as quickly popping over to Savers.
No,
by the way.
not on that road.
Well, the parking lot alone is like, well, it took me 20 minutes to get inside the building.
It's like Trader Joe's. Let's find the busiest possible area to plop this down.
And then I was like, I found 2 more Webkinz there. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to go check out, which is always crazy. But they added those self-checkouts, which has helped quite a bit. But I'm standing in line for the self-checkout and their internet goes down. So no one's able to check out. And then, of course, people are like, what's going on? Why is it the line? Are you in line? And it's just like, I'm holding these 2 disgusting stuffed animals. And I'm like, is this worth it? So
they're going to be worth it when you make bank
this
on
is
them.
The hope. But it was such a nightmare. I'm like, I'm on my lunch break. I have 5 minutes left. And it takes me 15 minutes to get back to work.
How is this adding up?
Exactly. I'm like, this is going to happen. But yeah, no.
Just be like, here, I'm going to give you cash for these. And
honestly,
at that point,
because they were like, we have a cash line open. And I was like, first, none of us have cash.
Who has cash?
I don't know. Some of the people did, but it was a nightmare. Nice. And I'm just like, also, yeah, expensive, and thrift stores just, I don't know what they're doing these days, but yeah.
And no dressing rooms. I'm sorry.
The whole thing.
What are we doing
I'm
here?
like, I'm not going to buy a $12 pair
They're
of someone else's
expensive.
pants
I know.
and not even be able to try it on.
I know.
What is this,
the neck trick only goes so far.
Exactly. The neck trick.
You know, when you wrap it around.
It works well.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've done it and still been like, these don't fit my thighs.
Oh.
Or these don't fit, whatever.
Yeah, I'm with you. Anyway, that was just a thought.
Anyway, Katy Perry is going into space in a week. Did you hear this?
Elon Musk, is that you? How is she doing this?
I have zero information about it.
I feel like she's trying so hard to stay relevant. She's like, by the way, I'm going to space.
I know. Oh.
What? Oh, holy night.
That scared me so bad.
There is a package being delivered right now. Jen, I feel like
it's gonna take me a minute to come down from that.
You reacted, and I was like, "There's definitely someone delivering a package," but still
got you.
It still chilled me to the bone.
That's the problem. We have a glass door, so it's like anyone can see you. And
fair enough.
I have literally been laying on this couch watching something, and I hear the door knock, and I'm like, "Ooh!" I just like walk go over there,
army crawl away.
They can literally see me. I'm just like
I can't deal with it. And he's like, I get it. Same.
It's bad to have a glass door. I don't recommend. Okay, Katy Perry is going into space this week.
How do you know this? Tell me everything. I don't understand.
I don't understand either, but she's going into space.
That you've been hearing this on your TikTok?
I've been hearing it everywhere.
Okay, well, tell me more, because I've not heard this at all.
Well, I don't have any information. I probably should have gathered more before coming, but that's classic.
Okay.
I just saw, guess who's going into space this week? Katy Perry.
But this is my question.
And it's going to be an 11-minute journey into space.
Okay.
It's not like she's going to Mars.
She's probably just flying in like a big jet out of the atmosphere a little bit. It's not like, I thought we were going to expect her to be like in the whole puffy suit, like doing
there's walk. Like people have put AI things of her like in suits.
Right.
I think it's AI.
Well, I would assume so these days.
She's not in the suit yet.
Okay, I just feel like this is such a grab for her to try to stay relevant. I enjoy
That's
Katy
what
Perry.
people are saying.
Okay.
But also people are like, this is the way Katy Perry is going to die. And it would check out for her.
No, poor Daisy.
You know what I'm saying?
It would.
Daisy.
Oh my word, people write songs about the lady who went up to space. Oh my word, bless her. She's going to write a song about it?
Probably.
Cover me in stars,
Stars.
Okay, no, I'm gonna have to research this because that's very.
I probably
strange.
should have given everybody more information.
I love when you
but
come in hot with just like Katy Perry's going to space. I'm like, tell me more. You're like, can't.
I have no information
I
about
don't know
it.
anything about it. Okay, well, let's Google it. Everybody Google it. We'll be back with
Google
more
it.
info on that. But
Speaking of like traveling into space.
Okay.
So I saw this cute little video of this lady who was like, whenever I'm having a bad day, she's maybe like 25 or 30.
Yeah.
I just pretend that I have woken up in my current body and I'm actually 80 years old. And I get to now do what I like feel the way I feel when I'm this age and like move well and like walk and go see my friends and get coffee. And she's like, it makes my mood so much better because I'm like realizing what I'm taking for granted. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love that.
And I was like, I need to try that. That's actually such a sweet idea.
That is such a wholesome way to live. I mean, I do feel that way once in a while where like I'll be complaining or upset or I don't feel
and
well.
You're like, at least I can
like,
walk.
Exactly. I'm like, thank you, God, that I have a body that moves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that's very wholesome.
Yeah. So she's like, it's called Time Traveler Hack. Test it out. It really works.
Have you been trying it?
No, I forgot about it till I just saw it on my phone.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to give it the old college try because that seems legit.
Isn't that cute?
That's really wholesome. Definitely going to give it a go.
Yeah, I love that.
We could all stand to be a little more grateful.
Oh, 100%.
Attitude of gratitude and all that.
Okay, so another thing I wrote down that I wanted to talk about.
Please.
I'm going to read you this little thing that I screenshotted, okay?
Okay.
But basically, they were talking about how shows nowadays are just like these 8-episode, 10-episode little mini-series.
Yep.
Like consistently, that's just what shows are. And they used to be, you know, like 27, 26, 20 episodes.
22, yep.
So anyway, I missed that. And this was lamenting that. So I'll read this to you and see what you think.
I can't
We need to bring back 27-episode television series. I'm tired of these 8-episode seasons where everything matters. There's an episode of The OC where Ryan decides he wants to play soccer and it's never mentioned again. I love that. More TV episodes shouldn't matter.
Okay.
Sitcoms are not meant to be 8 episodes. They're supposed to be 22 episodes, over half of which are filler. Y'all don't appreciate filler anymore, and it's killing television.
Amen.
What are your thoughts?
All of that. The
I
filler
know.
episode has died. Bring back the filler
and
episodes.
sometimes those are like the cutest ones.
100%. Those, and I feel like
character development is missed through if you don't have those.
And it's also those are the ones that keep you coming back. Because when you're just throwing on a show, you're not going to be like, oh, can't wait to watch Stranger Things. This really intense moment. Right. It's like I just want to watch the one where he learns to play soccer. Or
exactly.
Whatever. That's 100%.
And I just really resonated. It's like bring back episodes that don't matter.
Yes, and that's like, yes. That alone is enough.
Them all mattering does get kind of exhausting. I think we like it now because we have a heightened level of need for like, I don't know, high quality entertainment.
That's true. Well, because the stakes get higher and higher. If there's thousands of things you can consume, they are all competing with each other. They can't just be their own thing and stand alone and like, oh my word.
But anyway, I miss shows like Gilmore Girls or like any of those. I can't think of anything else.
I know.
One Tree Hill. Yeah. All those shows that were like, the episode was like longer.
Yeah.
And the seasons were just like full.
Yeah, and fun.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm going to bring up Scooby-Doo again. I've been watching Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. And they have, like 25 episodes every season. I'm like, I forgot half of these, and what a treat.
I know, they really are. Treat. So it's killing television. That's a little dramatic, but I do miss that.
100%, I agree. Well, I've been listening to the Boy Meets World recap podcast that the cast is doing, and it's just so fun to be like, another thing to look forward to every week. And if it was only 9
that's
episodes.
A great example of this, Boy Meets World.
Exactly. Amen.
Friends.
Well, even like the sitcoms, which have you ever watched those sitcoms that are on like Disney Plus or Netflix that are like Netflix originals and they're sitcoms?
I don't think so. Yeah, that sounds awful.
Because they are.
Okay.
They are like they only get approved for like 8 or 11 episodes. Yeah. And it's like, well, television's dead.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. There'll be a resurgence. I feel like.
I think that's bound to come back into vogue.
Multi-camera sitcom. Bring it back. We're all ready for it. I'm ready for it.
But I also feel like there are shows that are like lots of seasons that every episode also matters though. Like Parenthood. kind of.
So good. Yeah, that's fair. Well, because that's a drama, though. They sold that as
true.
a drama.
It's not a sitcom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But there's no sitcoms. Maybe that's our issue. There aren't any real sitcoms anymore.
That's true. And like every sitcom kind of based their sitcomness on Friends, I feel like.
Well, Friends was based on Seinfeld, but potato.
True.
Exactly. There's a formula. And maybe that's part of the problem is the formula got tired.
Has been used too many times.
But maybe we're back and we're ready for some nostalgia.
Oh, speaking of like Friends though.
Yeah.
So apparently when Friends ended, Joey or Matthew.
Yeah.
Why can I not think of his
the guy who passed away?
No, that's Matthew Perry.
Oh.
He was Chandler.
I don't know squat.
Why can't I think of Joey's name? Anyway, you guys know.
Yeah.
Matt LeBlanc. Whew, got there.
Nothing.
Got there.
Fantastic. Congrats.
Thank you.
The brain worked.
Anyway, sometimes it does.
I know.
Anyway, apparently he had a spin-off series called Joey. And I looked it up.
What?
And it had like 2 seasons. The first season aired in the US and the second season didn't even make it to the US.
Does anyone know about this?
It was
Does
called
anyone
Joey.
know about this? You didn't know
I
about
had
this?
no idea. I learned on a trivia, like a friend's trivia. They're like, who had a spin-off series after the series ended? And I was like,
okay.
What?
I'm also not super familiar with Friends, so I want your opinion as an expert. Is he the character that you would pick to have a spin-off? Of all the characters?
Yes, because he's the only one left single.
Okay.
He's the only one still not really on his feet.
Okay.
So in that sense, yeah, but we do not need a spin-off. Why are we doing this?
Well, because Friends was so successful.
But anyway, it was
milk
not
this
successful
cow
at
till it
all.
dies. Oh.
I don't think anybody really knew about it.
Were they approved for a whole season?
Yeah, so they got us 2 seasons done.
2 seasons?
1 season, like I said, in the
watch
US.
it.
1 season not. But I looked it up. It looks ridiculous.
Well, yeah.
It's literally Joey surrounded by, get this, 2 other guys and 3 girls. And I'm like, is this just Friends, but bad?
Like the Great Value.
Here, I'll show you, and you can throw this on the screen for the people. Isn't that ridiculous?
Is that what's her bucket?
Who? Oh my goodness, it is.
What's that lady's name?
Can't show emotion for an hour and a
I
half.
put my face in the fire.
Both quotes from her, but
both really bad impersonations. We got to work on our Jennifer Coolidge. Was that Jennifer Coolidge?
Yeah, I think it was actually. I didn't realize that until just now.
I'm watching the show. I'll be a fan of Joey.
Let's watch it.
Let's do it.
Let's watch it for the people. We'll live
do a
review it.
Oh my word. Hey guys, welcome back. We're watching Joey.
Also, stupid name. Joey.
I mean, definitely ahead of its time with like the one-word titles.
I don't like it.
Yikes. Yeah, no. Was there ever a spinoff that was better than the actual series?
Never. Not that I know of. I always almost hate the spinoffs.
That's true. Why did they even do spinoff? Well, again, milk it till it dies, whatever.
Yeah. Literally, because Girl Meets World, terrible. Fuller House,
yeah, but those
terrible.
Are those spin-offs or are those like revamps?
Oh, I guess because it's the same show.
Yeah. Did you watch all of Fuller House?
Oh no, I only got. There's so many seasons.
There are.
I watched maybe 2 or 3.
Was liking it
apparently.
Yeah.
But that She-Wolf gang thing, I couldn't handle it much longer.
I never got that far.
Kimmy and DJ and Stephanie were in the She-Wolf pack or whatever.
Oh dear.
And they would howl to each other.
Ooh, no, thank you.
And Joey has kids, and it's all just ridiculous.
It's messed up. For sure.
Anyway, I don't even want to get into that.
No, I hear you.
Okay, let's play our game.
Okay, let's play our game.
Okay, so recently I've learned that apparently there's this theory going around that everyone's either a rat or a frog.
But not literally.
No. So this is like based off of vibes. This is also could be based off like face shape, that sort of thing. Because in my brain, that's kind of where I lean towards.
I think like eyes have a big thing to do with it too.
Their eyes, the way their eyes are set in their face,
100%.
That whole thing,
100%,
lets you feel frog or a rat vibes. Okay, so I was doing this the other day with Julia, and we were going through all the people we know, and we were saying if they're a frog or a rat, and most often than not, we were on the same page.
Interesting.
There's a couple that we had debates over.
Okay, interesting.
So I thought it would be a fun, stupid thing if we played the frog or a rat game.
Let's do it.
So everyone knows who we're talking about. We're going to do celebrities, okay, which I should have made a list, but we can think of them off the top of our head.
Off the top of our noodle.
Yep. And we'll say if we think it's a frog or a rat, and you guys can play along with us and see if you disagree or agree. And
comment down below
let us
if
know.
you ever disagree. Fantastic.
Okay. So
for example, let's start with you and I.
Okay. I'm a frog.
I'm definitely a rat.
And there's no debating that.
Yeah. Personality, facial structure.
All of it.
The whole bit.
Also, my friends used to think I looked like a frog.
You know what's funny is when I was in middle school, Erin's friends called me Frog. That was my nickname.
Because you looked like one?
I guess, but they're wrong.
Yeah, she's clearly a rat.
Obviously. Hello. Welcome.
And then Julia was like, I'm a rat, aren't I? And I was
feel like we connotate rat with being negative, but it's like, if these are the only two options,
right?
Like, people fall into a category. I don't think it's personal.
And it's not like, oh, Frog is the good one and rat's the bad one. It's just...
But I would understand why someone might be disappointed as a rat, but I'm like, we rats are hot. Okay, deal with it.
Well, rats have their special little spunk.
Well, they do. Well, you know how there was that whole trend going around where, like, those 5 actors, those men all look like, they're like, why are we in our rat era of actors who look like rats?
Well, maybe that's like where this came from.
Both of those guys from Challengers. They're both rats, like, obviously.
Yes.
And they're like, and like Timothée Chalamet, people are like,
wow, they're so rat.
There's rat boys.
Yes.
That's what we're into as a society
that
today.
Is very
so
true.
A rat is trendy,
There's no frogs anymore. You know who's a frog? Channing Tatum.
Is he? Okay.
You disagree?
I would agree with that, but he's kind of a wild card because he's such a golden retriever in every way that it's so hard for me to take that out of it and be like, he's a frog.
Well, I feel like frogs... Oh, so you're only seeing the animal of golden retriever.
I'm only seeing golden retriever for him. I know that's not what we're doing.
But I feel like golden retriever energy is more frog than rat.
That's true. Exactly.
So in that sense...
That's why I'm like, yes, he's a frog, but he's such a puppy that I cannot get there very easily.
Got you.
But all right, let's get into it.
Okay, let's do Emma Stone.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, she's tricky, actually.
Already coming out of the gate warm.
I think I'm going to say...
Are we ready?
Rat.
I was going to say frog,
rat?
but it doesn't feel right.
I know, neither does rat.
Oh my word. Okay, we already need help, you guys.
What do you guys think Emma Stone is? Because part of me is like, she's so frog because her smile is wide.
She's got those eyes.
She has that kind of like deep, raspy voice, which gives me frog vibes.
Personality.
Did I say rat?
You said rat.
I think a frog.
Okay, but see, this is what I'm saying. It is kind of.
But then part of her is kind of rat-like.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Guys, we need help. Emma Stone, rat or frog? Help us out.
Yeah,
okay.
That one's interesting.
That's a toughie.
Let's do Jennifer Lawrence. I think she's a rat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's tough, though.
Yeah.
This is harder than I thought.
I know, it is hard.
Because with people it's
you
easy.
Can relate their personalities to it, too.
But we don't know them as well. Okay.
We know them, but not, like, personally, so.
I have one.
Okay.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh, is she the one in Queen's Gambit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, easy.
You think?
Oh, yeah. Rat.
Frog.
What?
But it's a tough one.
Wait, she's so... and slight. Okay. Everything about her is very slight. Oh, my water. Ooh. Okay, we're good.
No, but for real, I was 50-50, so I can be convinced. I'm stuck on that one.
I'm not.
I didn't really
She's
have
like
an answer.
110% rat.
Okay, well... Yikes.
Yeah.
This is tougher than I thought.
I thought we would be like,
just like, duh.
No problem.
Here we go.
Okay. Anna Sophia Robb.
Anna Sophia Robb?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the first person that came
What
to
is
my
she doing these days?
Don't you have her signature?
I have a signed poster of Anna Sophia Robb.
That's a cool thing.
Shout out to Michaela. You know who you are. But yeah, no, it's pretty sick. I actually saw it the other day because I was going through my storage unit. And I'm like,
because she went to school with her, right?
Yeah. She went to elementary school with her, went to the Because of Winn-Dixie premiere, and also got a Bridge to Terabithia poster signed, and now I have it as a gift, and I love it.
Okay, well, she's kind of a tricky one, too.
She is.
I'm gonna have to go frog.
Oh, I was gonna say rat. We are so split.
What is happening?
I don't have a reason, though, but I feel like you have a reason.
Just strictly vibes from me on her.
Frog vibes. See, that's the thing. Personality, frog. Features, kind of rat.
Yeah, I could see that.
Think about her from, like, Willy Wonka, Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I mean, obviously that's a character.
Rat-like.
Costume, but there's a rat vibe there.
Yeah, but no, she's a frog.
Okay, let's do some guys.
Okay, let's do some guys. Zac Efron.
3, 2, 1.
Rat.
Were you gonna say rat?
I did say rat.
I did. I know, but you were watching me.
I was gonna say rat.
Definitely rat. Agreed.
You were watching me.
You were watching me hard on that one.
Rat. Okay, I won't look at you this time.
Okay, let's do Matthew McConaughey.
Oh my goodness. 3, 2, 1. Rat. I'm not Owen Wilson. 3, 2, 1. Rat.
I know
rat.
It's crazy.
For sure, rat. All those men are rat.
Yeah, you're right. He's a rat. What am I saying?
He is. Think about even the way he talks.
Oh my god. Do you know who Steve Buscemi is?
What is he?
He's a rat, first of all. Well, do you... well, you would probably only know him from his voice acting, which was... He was Randall from Monsters Inc. The bad guy,
Oh.
the lizard guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he's totally rat. Here, we gotta Google him.
Yeah, look him up.
If there ever was a rat, it's him.
If there ever was a rat, it's him. No, if there ever was a rat, it's that guy from Challengers for sure.
Oh, for sure. He's young rat, though. This is old rat.
Okay. Oh, ooh, rats.
Okay, you want to know a hot take?
Yeah.
I used to have a crush on him when I was
Greta,
little.
you.
And I don't think I've ever said that out loud.
Oh, gross.
Just one of those hot takes. Who's a rat?
No, frog.
Frog.
But now I forgot who I was going to say.
Oh,
but you know who the Olaf guy?
Oh, Josh Gad.
Josh Gad's a
Mhm.
frog.
For sure he's a
Yeah,
frog.
he's the frog of the frogs.
Yes, he's the froggiest frog that ever frogged.
Oh, Sam.
Sam. Yeah.
Sam. Frog.
You know Sam. Who's Sam? Uncle?
Sam, the guy that you met recently.
Oh, Sam. Yeah. Sean Astin.
Sean.
Sean Astin.
He's a frog.
He's a frog for sure. His
Mhm.
mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my word. So true.
Zendaya.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, I need a minute with her too.
Okay.
Ooh, she's so both.
Mm.
I think my heart is telling me this though.
My heart is telling me
Frog.
definitely.
But part of me is like, her slenderness gives me rat vibes.
Yeah, but think about how slender a frog actually is.
That's true.
Yeah. Like
That's
you're
true.
thinking of like a toad. Frogs are like slim.
Oh,
thick
she's so frog.
Yeah, you see her with like her skin?
Yeah.
That's a frog.
Oh, for sure. Man, why could I do this for literally
I know, I'm
hours?
like, sorry guys, the next
This is
hour
so
is
not
gonna be
entertaining, but
frog or,
I'm
rat.
having a blast.
Okay, let's do 3 more.
Okay, we gotta make them good then.
Okay.
Then think of a good person, a famous person.
How about Meryl Streep?
Okay, Meryl Streep. Easy. 3, 2, 1, rat.
Oh, she's not for sure. I was checked out because I was thinking about something I want to talk about later. We'll get there. But yeah, no, she's rat for sure.
Yeah, 100.
You know how she always wears those little glasses?
Yes.
That's also some rat energy in there.
That is rat.
Wrong. Like her hair.
Rat.
Her curtain bangs and her little rat glasses. Yeah,
Rat.
that's for real. Okay.
Greta, rat.
Rat. For real.
Rat. Anywho.
Rat summer.
Rat's up.
We should make that happen.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. All the rats rise to fame. I don't know.
All the
Greta, what if I
rise
was
to
like
fame.
Remy?
Oh, wait, I'm like,
Wait, does
Aaron-
Remy give rat vibes
Is
or
he
frog
or
vibes?
rat? Honestly,
He kind of has some frog
he
stuff
does
going
have some
on.
frog energy.
Yeah,
We have to say rat though.
we do.
But there's frog energy there.
there's some frog
Mickey
in him.
Mouse.
Greta.
Jen, I know he is rat adjacent, but let's be real. He's frog. Is Mickey
I
Mouse
guess-
rat or frog, guys?
I guess Mickey would kind of be
Do
frog.
you know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
do. Okay, let's do one more famous person.
Big one. Make it happen.
Make a big one.
Make a big one.
I'm trying to think of a good person that we both love. Why is this hard?
We want to make it great, and that's
Mhm.
what's the
That pressure is too much.
I mean, we could just round it out and be like Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt?
Ooh.
That's hard, actually.
Let me envision.
I
that
can't even see his
person.
face in
I
my head
know.
right now. Who is
Ooh,
Brad
yeah,
Pitt?
Who is Brad Pitt? What is he doing these days?
No, but actually, what does he look
okay,
like?
try to think like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Is that helping?
Nope. What else you got? Oh, Angelina Jolie's husband.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Nice. Tough.
Let's do Tom Cruise instead.
Okay, Tom Cruise. Oh,
Rat.
frog. Man, we are so split on this. I thought we were synced up. We're not.
Well, before we did this a little bit with people we know, and we were almost
like,
always
duh.
on.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is so weird. I can't wait to see what people think.
Fantastic. Well, everyone comment below your lineup and how you lined up or didn't line up with us. But we were pretty split, so.
Okay, so this week, unfortunately, I was at the walk-in clinic, and
Oh,
you know how
yes.
that always takes like
5 years.
105 years.
I know.
So they bring you back, giving you hope, like,
Yep.
oh my goodness, I'm about to be seen.
I know
No,
where you're
but the
headed.
majority of your wait time is in the
Is
room.
in that little room where you feel like you're about to be interrogated.
Yes, and it's you feel like there's germs everywhere, and
Yep.
you feel disgusting, and you just want nothing more than to leave.
Horrible.
Okay.
Well, and then it's awkward because you're like, should I peek my head out and be like, hello?
I
Like,
know.
It gets to the point where you're like, did they forget about me?
Right. Okay,
Yes.
so my question though is,
Mhm.
what's the protocol for using the bathroom while you're waiting there?
Like, should I wait type
Yes.
thing? Or can I be like, I'm just going to go and then
Well,
I'm gonna
I
come
always
back?
get scared because there's been times when I'd have to pee so bad,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, I'm waiting in this waiting
Don't
room.
want to lose your spot.
What if they come in for me
And
when I'm gone?
They're like,
and
oh
they're
my
like,
word, she disappeared.
oh, I guess this girl left.
It's a new medical miracle. I didn't know
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I do.
So one time I actually did go to the bathroom and come back, and they still hadn't gotten their surprise.
Right.
But this time I really had to pee, and I was like, I can't risk it. I've been sitting here for 40 minutes.
Well, you don't
They're
want
bound
it
to come any minute now, you'd hope.
Exactly. Well, you don't want it to be like the restaurant principle where you're like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Our food will arrive when I come
I'm going to
back.
go to the bathroom, and the minute I do, he's going to be like,
doctor's in, baby. So I start stressed.
I was just
on top of being stressed of being at the doctor, like, I have to pee.
Right. So have you ever left when you're waiting?
You know, this hasn't been an issue for me, but I completely understand the conundrum because I have to pee all the time. I could pee right now if I so desired.
If I so desired.
You know how people are like, I could eat. That's me with peeing.
Yeah.
I could pee.
100%.
So at the doctor, when you're waiting for literally like 45 minutes in that tiny little room, I
have you ever poked out to see?
Close. I was close. Well, because literally it's just like, it's so quiet and stale.
And I'm like, is anyone here?
And then you start to get
Did the rapture occur?
No, for real. Frightening. Yeah, no, I don't envy you at all. God bless.
But anyway, I was just wondering if we had any thoughts on the protocols for using the bathroom when you're in that situation.
I definitely think...
Just go.
Here's what maybe I would do.
Go before.
Go before, for sure. But also just be like, if you peek your head out and you know where the bathroom is, assess the situation. Be like, it'll take me 30 seconds in and out. But if you do see like a nurse walk by, be like, hey, I'm just going to quick pop in the bathroom.
That's smart.
Smart. The older I get, the less afraid I am to like say
just
to someone,
talk to people.
Is it okay if I go to the bathroom? Just ask questions. It's their job.
Or I could bring a sticky note pad.
I should have a little
write
note
on it. Go. In bathroom, be back in 2.
Exactly. Hey, why not?
That's a great idea.
What if the doctor, you get back and he's just holding your little note and he's like, this is nice.
I've never been treated with such dignity.
And he's like, hi, I am Dr. blah, blah, blah.
And then we fall in love?
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. Just because of my sticky notepad.
My sticky notes make all the difference in the world. That could be an ad for sticky notes.
Oh my goodness, that could.
It'd be kind of cute.
I love that.
Write that down.
Write that down. Make note.
What's the sticky note called?
Post-it. Yeah.
Post-it.
I feel like Post-it could do more.
Like, do you ever see commercials with them?
Mm-mm.
Not a single one.
But there could be so cute ones.
So many cute ones. You know how like gum commercials are usually really cute?
Why are gum commercials so cute?
It would be the same
ones where they're like
vibe.
making things out of their...
Yeah, they like draw
like origami, and then they like give it to someone.
And then they always like kiss at the end because their mouths are so fresh.
Yeah, they're like, ooh.
Ooh, I just met a stranger in the hallway. Here's a little note.
It's always in the hallway.
It's always in the hallway with lockers.
Cool.
Yes.
Wait, maybe we've just seen the same one.
Okay, you want to... I was literally thinking about this earlier. I forgot to write it down. Perfect segue. Mm-hmm. I feel like I needed to prep you for this conversation, but I was having a thought this week about places that are oddly romantic. Here's one. A hallway with lockers.
Yes.
Do you agree with me?
I think part of that is because we've been inundated with...
movies are like, oh, the hot guy's walking down the hall.
Yeah.
Oh, he asked me to the prom in the hallway. Like, it's always a romantic situation in those movies. Yep. But literally, I was like, why is like a locker hallway kind of romantic?
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. What else you got?
I had one other one. Oh, the light fixture section in Home Depot. Very romantic.
Romance.
I used to want to get married there.
I love that.
I know. I was like, this would be a
it would honestly
for a proposal,
or just like a light.
Yeah.
Like a light store, like the ones that are just covered with
that
lights.
One on the boulevard.
Yes.
Every time I drive by, I'm like, I want to go in there and like have a kiss. Or,
I know.
Like, be proposed to, or
well,
something.
Greta, you could do that.
Be like, Thomas, come here. Come kiss me in this room.
Come kiss me in this light room.
Get out of the car. We walk in. Okay, bye.
The people are like, do you want... Okay.
These are very nice selection.
We have these lamps.
Oh, my word. I love it.
Okay, anyway. So this week I learned that the pasta company Barilla, is that what it's called?
Sure. The blue box?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is cute. You'll love this. So they have a Spotify playlist for each one of their differing pastas. And so if you from the minute you put your noodles in the water, you push play, when the song or playlist ends, your noodles are ready.
My stars.
Does that not make you want to cry?
Oh my stars. That is so much work. Someone in marketing knows what's up.
They literally know what's up.
They know what the kids want. Mm-hmm. Have you used it?
Mm-mm.
Oh my word.
But next time I make pasta,
which you will,
I wonder what kind of songs are on them.
Well, I was going to say, are they good songs? Are they like...
Should we look at
random instrumentals? Are they just like something from the Beatles? Like, yeah, tell us what we're dealing with there.
Okay, Barilla. Is that right? Is that even what the name is?
Maybe.
Oh, here it is. Barilla.
Familiar?
Absolute Carbonara. Mixtape Spaghetti.
So they have a bunch of options for spaghetti.
Mixtape spaghetti. How am I supposed to know?
It's 9 minutes. Whoa.
Well, that makes sense. It takes about 9 minutes for your spaghetti to go.
Yeah, there you go.
I could see me getting down to that while my pasta's cooking.
Yeah, boys.
Anyway, that's precious
Spaghetti
to me.
for your thoughts.
I just love cute.
I do love cute things.
Here we go.
It's just the concept we've talked about before, which is just sometimes human beings are really cute.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what's not cute though?
What?
When people try to get me to sign up for their emails lists.
Everywhere you go.
And the amount of pressure they put on you to sign up is ridiculous.
Well, it's hard for me because whenever I'm shopping around, like, you know how there's Vistaprint and there's like all those different places where you can order your Christmas cards or whatever, and they're like, sign up for the 20% off, and I just quick do it so I can get past the firewall and maybe get the 20% off.
Sure.
But then for years I'm like, have all these emails from all these
I know, and they're like, we won't email you, we won't email you. I'm like, yeah,
okay,
right.
Promotional emails left and right.
Okay, so I had a really bad experience with this one time at Sephora.
Oh,
this is like 6 months ago, maybe.
Can't wait.
So
were you buying your beef tallow?
No.
From Sephora? Okay, go on.
I was buying foundation. Anyway, that's beside the point.
I want to know.
But so this old lady was checking me out,
as an old lady would.
like,
girl.
She was checking me out at the register.
Total frog energy.
And anyway, so she was like, "Okay, so what's your phone number?" Like. And I was like, oh, I'd rather not put mine in.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, what do you mean?
She did not.
Yes, she was
challenged you.
So rude, Greta. Like, I've never had a more rude experience in my life. And I was like, oh, I don't want to put my phone number in. She's like, you're not signed up for our rewards? And I was like, no, I'm not interested. And she was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And she's like, we don't send you anything and you just get discounts. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Like, first of all, because I don't want to spend $70 every time I come to this store.
Yeah, I was like,
I want to be in and out.
I was just like, I don't like putting my number out to people. Yeah. And she's like, we won't do anything with it.
Oh my!
Like, she was literally arguing with me. And I was getting to the point where I was like, no, thank you, ma'am. I don't want to.
Listen, I'm no Karen, but it's moments like that where you're like, should I leave a review?
Well, I almost was just like, this lady needs to be fired.
Like, what is going on here?
Like, the customer is always right. Also, have you never heard of that?
Don't the Sephora workers like give you a little makeover if you ask?
If you want.
Okay, imagine her being like gouging your eyes with the mascara because she hates you.
She's so mad at me for not signing up for the
rewards program, little girl. Frightening.
No, and she kept on, and I was just like, well, I don't know what to tell you.
See, this is the social anxiety that comes in when, like, certain stores you go to, when they're like...
I think she was just hoping I would be pressured enough to be like...
Does she get a kickback from it?
I'm sure.
Because you know how they get kind of commissions
maybe
on stuff like that? Or like at TJ Maxx when they're like, do you want to sign up for our, like, credit card every time you go through? Or like, are you part of our rewards program? Are you sure you can sign up? It only takes 5 minutes. I'm like, I don't have 5 minutes. I've been standing.
I don't have 5 minutes. You're going to email me whether you say you are or not.
Yep.
And I get 4 points, and I need 2,000 to get anything.
I was at this shoe store once, and I just quickly signed up for the email just because I was like, it's going to be faster to not argue. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, you're going to get $2 off on your birthday. And I'm like, fantastic. She's like, she's trying to sell me it. Yes. She's like, and it's great because you could get like a free chapstick basically if you want to come in. I was like,
okay, that's awesome. Comical. Does she realize how stupid that sounds?
Exactly. So I was just like,
you could get a free chapstick. Yeah,
no,
I mean, did you?
No. Should have.
Waste of an email. And she's probably still emailing you to this day.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm never buying shoes there again.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, no, I hate that kind of stuff. That is awkward. I'm so sorry that happened.
I know, it was bad.
And also, I don't know about you, but my email's really complicated. And I'm like, I don't want to have to explain to you how to spell everything and blah, blah, blah.
I have in the past done like where I accidentally put a wrong letter and just like move on with my life.
That's a great idea.
A good cheat sheet.
I love that.
I probably should have done that with this lady, but she was so I just wanted to be like, no.
Her a random phone number, being like, blah, blah, blah.
No, but then she would have won. And I was like, no, I'm leaving with my foundation and I'm not putting my number in frame.
So she gave up after a minute.
Well, eventually she was like, okay, and gave me like a little look and was like, here you go. She was so rude, Greta. And I don't say that lightly because usually it's like, whatever, people are people. But I was not happy with her. And I saw her the other day when I went and I was like,
okay. couple things. Okay, so speaking of TV shows, just real quick,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious. You don't watch The Simpsons. You've never seen The Simpsons. How
No.
many seasons of The Simpsons are there? Do you know?
Are you asking me this like
Yeah.
as a
No,
Do you know?
I know the answer. I'm curious what you think.
27?
There's 36.
I thought I was being generous with 27.
36 seasons.
Wow.
Think about someone
Are the
who's
voice
40
actors
years
the
old.
same?
Some of them.
Are they using voice actors?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can there be an animated film without voice actors?
What do you mean by that? Just like there's no
Like,
it's like
they create it
AI?
with
yeah, for
a
sure.
computer.
For sure.
So is that voice acting going to be obsolete soon?
I mean, just like with any business, it's definitely going to take a hit, and it probably already has. But I mean, if everyone's worth their salt, we're still going to be using real people for real
Because
things.
at this point, the inflection is not there.
Right. No,
you know.
but someday it will be
I know, that's
just
sad.
as good, if not better, and you can manipulate it however you want. So just like with every art form, it's taking a hit.
Do you
and it
feel
will
like-
continue to.
Do you feel like actors and actresses will be AI?
No, I don't.
Ever?
Well, I mean, to a certain degree, like movies. Remember, like in Tron Legacy, how
Mhm.
they like animated Jeff Bridges to look young. To a certain degree, that's going to be happening more.
Yeah.
It's just going to look better than that.
Well, that Tom Hanks movie,
Which one?
incredible. I don't remember what it was called, Home or something.
Mm.
It's an interesting movie. You
Yeah.
should go see it. Well, you should see it, not
Yeah.
go see it. It's not out anymore. But like it was maybe 6 months ago, maybe
Okay.
a little longer. And it's that one where like the camera stays in the exact same position the whole movie.
Yes,
And it basically goes, it's about their house.
Yeah.
And like it goes from like the beginning of time
Right.
to,
You
like,
told me about this.
his life.
Mhm.
And so it's like him when he's really young and him when he's, and they
Mhm.
use that. And
Sounds
it's
really good.
he looks exactly like he did in like Big or
Yeah,
like, I'm like,
exactly.
how is this?
And see, that's what I'm saying is I'm sure there's AI involved in that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
in a
yeah.
way, I'm like, that's what it's used for. It's a good tool for
It's
that.
cool.
I don't think it can replace actors and actresses.
Okay.
But you
that's
do
good.
have to wonder, what if it like creates an actor or an actress that is featured in movies?
Like this is
This is blah blah blah.
this
and,
is
like,
Cynthia Rose, the
yeah.
AI actress.
Well, because like there are AI concerts. Have we talked about that before?
What?
Like who's the I want to dance with somebody?
Oh yeah.
Her. You almost said Shania Twain.
I did, but I know that's not who it is.
Whitney Houston.
Thank you.
I think there's a Las Vegas show that has Whitney Houston performing on stage, but it's like an AI video thing.
And people are buying tickets to that?
Yes.
For what?
It's weird, right?
I can see her on my phone.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean, I guess you're in the environment
Yeah.
of a concert. If the tickets were significantly reduced, I would go
Mhm.
see them. But
Well,
if they're selling them for the same price, no.
I don't know. And it's also weird. It's like, well, she's no longer living. And it's like, who approved this? Like, is her family approving
She's
of this?
not living anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's why they're doing this.
Yes. Yeah, okay. So you didn't know that. She passed away
Got it.
20
How
years
long?
ago.
News to
You should watch the
me.
movie. That's on
It's
Netflix.
sad
It's really
all over again.
good. Yeah, you're like, whoa, okay, I'm with you now.
I'm
But
grieving.
no, I think your mom was also telling me that ABBA does concerts too, like that. Like
Isn't
AI?
it ABBA?
ABBA?
Yeah.
ABBA? I don't know.
Okay,
someone
but anyway.
comment down below.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyway, that kind of thing. And also there's like a Japanese artist named Hatsune Miku. She's like a cartoon, and she does concerts, and people go and watch
basically,
those.
it's an AI version of that person then.
Yeah.
And then her voice is
Yes,
playing
and
over.
she's walking around on stage performing, and people go to pay like it's a concert.
This makes
Yeah.
so much more sense that she's dead.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, honey.
'Cause I'm like, why would you pay for that?
yeah, that would be weird. That would be
Yes.
weird. But that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
so
makes
that's the
more
thing.
sense.
That's a thing.
Mhm.
Speaking of actors, actresses, Hollywood, just a quick thing, because you and I are always talking about the Disney remakes, things like that.
Oh, sure.
So they're
Tangled is now paused.
Tangled is paused.
Is that what you were gonna say?
I was going to bring that up.
I think we've
Yeah.
brought that up
The
like
Tangled.
5 episodes.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo, Shrek, Tangled. We talk about it every week. But
Yes.
Tangled is paused. That's not what I was going to talk
Okay.
about. But since we're here, we can quick say it, because Snow White did so horribly. Shocker.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
why they say it's being paused.
I can
So
see why.
We'll see if Florence
Did you
Pugh
see
ever
that?
gets Snow White.
Yeah.
I kind of want to, just to like hate on it, but
uh-huh.
Thomas is also like, I don't want to support it in any way.
Because of the dwarf thing?
It's not even the dwarf thing. It's just like Rachel Ziegler, the head actress, has been pretty controversial about it for the last few years, and it's also just a bad movie.
Mm.
Like, not great acting, not great everything.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, it didn't do well. The other thing I want to talk about is they're remaking Narnia.
Did they lose money on it?
Yeah, they made like $22 million and it cost like $420 million.
So bad.
It's kind of funny. I'm like, hopefully Disney will have a wake-up call.
That we don't want these anymore.
Yeah, we're done. We're tired.
We are tapped.
Well, literally, they made Maleficent, when we were 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is cool. And
was that the first kind of live action?
So. And then they made...
Beauty and the Beast?
No, I think they made Cinderella after that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and I hated that.
There, I know. I'm sitting there watching Cinderella. I'm like, oh, are we doing this?
Is this a thing now?
Gonna be a thing?
Then it was Beauty and the Beast, right?
No, Beauty and the Beast came several.
I keep feeling like that was forever ago.
I actually kind of liked the Beauty and the Beast one. Oh,
really?
That's a note I have. I was singing in the car to that Beauty and the Beast soundtrack this week. Mm-hmm. Don't ask. And I was singing so hard, a little bubble formed and floated out of my mouth. It was bizarre.
That's beautiful.
It was kind of like I had this moment in my
Too bad you weren't singing Cinderella.
Well, something better than the live action Beauty and the Beast, certainly. But I was just popping off.
No, but Greta, that would have been thematic because a bubble would have floated away.
That's cute. I wasn't with you, but I am.
So funny.
It was hilarious. I told Thomas the story. He's like, "That's disgusting." I was like, "It was weird." Is the point?
It is gross, but it's funny and cute at the same time.
Tiny little bubble.
What are the odds? Funny. Did it pop?
Yeah, it went ding, and I was like, "Wow, crazy."
That was for me.
But anyway, they're remaking Narnia.
Oh yes,
you know about that.
Yes,
how it's going to be Greta Gerwig.
Yes, I'm very excited.
I'm excited too, but I also heard rumors this week. Have you heard the rumors? Mm-mm. Speaking of Meryl Streep.
I'm not on Narnia Talk.
Okay, well, join Narnia Talk. It's crazy out there. Meryl Streep is rumored to be the voice of Aslan.
I thought you were going to say she's going to be the White Witch, and I was really excited about that.
That could be cool. That would make sense.
What? Mm-hmm. How's that going to work?
Because she's a genius and she can do no wrong. So let's
So is she going to sound like a man?
No, she'll probably be Meryl Streep being Aslan.
And honestly, that's not what Aslan's supposed to be.
Exactly. I have so many problems with it, but I feel like to get into it is just moot at this point. Everybody gets it. That's weird.
That's all we need to say.
But anyway, it's ridiculous.
That's so dumb.
Oh, yeah. Okay, the fact also that it's a rumor probably means it's just true. Like, why are we hearing that if it's not going to happen?
That's true.
And Greta Gerwig's worked with Meryl Streep before, and I feel like she kind of
but I think Greta wouldn't do that.
I don't know.
Like, part of me is like, oh, Greta would do that.
Right.
And the other part of me is like, she wouldn't lose the integrity of the film to that degree.
That's the thing is so many people don't really understand the messaging of Narnia, and if she's going to make it for the new generation, I'm like, what's going to stop her?
Well, then we're going to lose the whole analogy of it all.
I know, exactly.
Which is sad.
So I'm just saying. It'll be interesting.
We'll see.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's the tea.
All right, well, I brought something today.
What?
So,
what? Is this a little treat? Surprise?
2 episodes ago, we were talking about Cadbury eggs. The superior Easter candy. And no, I do not mean those big, giant, cream-filled chocolate eggs.
Not
those
the
are gross.
Ones, but the caramel ones?
Both gross.
Adore the caramel
ones. I am talking about the little hard shell ones. And I brought them today. I've already dug in, as you can tell.
God bless. Well, I'm impressed there's any left.
Eaten half the bag.
Fantastic.
These are my weakness, and I wasn't even gonna buy them this year to avoid, but my mom gave them to me. So
moms are fun like that.
Anyway, we were talking about how we eat these, and Greta had the most bizarre description for how she eats them, and I can't visualize it, so I needed to see it in person and with you guys.
Thing. You know when you say this is
what color would you like?
Blue, of course.
Okay, go on.
Actually, yellow's pretty good. Pink's great too, and those are the colors. So blue.
Okay,
is my answer. Here's the thing, though. Like, you know when you say this is how I do it, and then you test it later, you're like, oh, that's not how I do it. I thought I did it.
Oh, okay. Well, just do it naturally and see what comes. This is how I
described me doing it to you.
Yeah.
You get a little of the crust.
That was so anticlimactic because you literally just took a bite and then took another bite.
Yeah, but you kind of let the crust crack off a little bit.
Okay. This is how I eat it.
But I also think... Are you sucking on it?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more how I do it.
And then I'm going to like bite down slightly and let the crust crumble off.
Okay.
And then eat just the chocolate. Let's suck the chocolate.
Yes.
Let it get melty.
Functionally, that's more how I do it.
That was crazy.
This biting thing, honestly.
Okay, well, that was kind of anticlimactic.
Sorry, folks.
On that note, happy Easter.
Thank you for joining us. We are enjoying our chocolate.
All right, Gret.
Jen?
Another episode down.
Another
episode
one in
9.
the books. Episode 9. Stay tuned for next week.
Cheers to that. Thanks for being here.
Thank
we love you all.
Love you all. Join us on Instagram at Spaghetti for Your Thoughts.
And we have a special episode next week. So
10th episode. Stay tuned.
be on the lookout for that. Creepy.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Love you guys. Love you, Greta.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.